Hello Aries, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Aries for the week of November 14th. Now do keep in mind this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go ahead and see what we have here for you, Aries. Now I'm using the Tarot Muka as well as the Ancestors and Angels Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself, as always. Also, do make sure that you are subscribed to the channel for future updates from me. And let's go ahead and dive in here. Now you have this moon card. I'll tell you what. You're the fourth reading I'm doing, and I think all four readings had the moon card. And it makes sense because, as I've been talking about now for weeks, we are in eclipse season. And the energy of the eclipse, you'll feel the energy for a month, like maybe a month before and maybe a month after. It's no hard and fast rules, but the energies are pretty heavy from my experience right now. And not only is it because it's eclipse season, but also, we're here in Scorpio season. Scorpio is a deeper energy. We have Mars retrograde. Lots of things going on energetically. Jupiter just moved into Pisces not too long ago. So we've got this type of energy here right now, and I think that's why the moon's showing up. This is so that's at the energetic level, but let's just like collective energy level. So let me just stop blabbing here and let me just get into it here. All right, so kind of my overview for the first 5 cards is, there have been some changes here in the past for you. This has made you feel a little bit, maybe you've been feeling a little bit like you've been doubting yourself here recently, okay? You've been a little bit stuck because of some change that happened in the past. What I would say is this is temporary. The moon, if it's not about the energy, is about temporary things in our lives. And I'll talk about that more as we go along. So I feel like there might be some fear and there might be a little bit of self-doubt here, but that feeling, I think, will wash away pretty quickly, because in the future you have something here that is growing and expanding your situation. It looks pretty nice for you. So let's go ahead and dive in. So I've talked about this moon card already at length, but it is in your overall situation here. The moon, if it's not about the literal moon, it could be about Pisces as a sign. It could also, the other thing here is this can be about subconscious fears in life. It could be anything at the subconscious level, so that could be the dreams that you're having in your life, literally the dream symbolism that you're getting when you go to sleep. The moon can also say that there's maybe something in your life that's not as it appears. It can be a bit of an illusion. However, and along with that, kind of deception, but we'll see if there's deception here as we move up the pyramid. But here's what I'll say: the phase of the moon moves very quickly. And so the thing about this is it does represent potentially a temporary situation. Okay, and if I'm looking here in the past, you have this 2 of Pentacles and you also have the 8 of Swords. Okay, so I think some of you have been definitely dealing with change here. The 2 of Pentacles represents a change in one's life, maybe in their financial situation, but it can just represent something coming in or something coming out, right? You can see the choppy waters in the background here, the boat going up and down, representing maybe that you've been dealing with some challenges through a change. And you have this here with the 8 of Swords, which this person is sort of trapped in their mind. They're trapped in their situation here. The thing is, they've put themselves in this situation. Okay, they've put themselves in this situation, and it's up for them to get themselves out. Okay, to get themselves out of this situation that they're in at this time. And so For you here, if we're looking at this moon, with the Eight of Swords and the moon, I will say that there's some clarity that needs to be had, because you see the blindfold symbolism, right? That represents a lack of clarity or being unable to see. And for you, I do think that this is temporary, okay? I do think whatever change is happening, it doesn't feel like, and we'll see as we go up the pyramid here, but based on the two cards in the future, it doesn't seem like this is a doom and gloom scenario. I do feel like some of you are just you've been a little bit unsure or uneasy about what's been happening in your situation here in the past because of I'll use the word unstable, the instability or the unstable sort of energy or the unstable situation that you've been in here with the Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, and the Moon. Now, in the future, you have the Three of Wands as well as the Temperance card. So the Three of Wands, this might suggest that there is growth and expansion in front of you. There are good times ahead with the Three of Wands. This person is looking out to the ocean and they're getting excited. They're getting fired up about what is out there. This is a card of victory and success as well. It is a small win. It says that small wins build up to big wins over time, and this is one of those small wins, but it's nice. This can also be about travel. There's also Sagittarius energy here, as we have a Wands card. Wands refers to fire, but then we also have this Temperance card, which is the card of Sagittarius. And so freedom, right? Growth, expansion. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is all about those things: freedom, growth, expansion, opportunity, luck, good fortune, jovial, kind of living your life in a jovial way or in a jovial manner. All of these things here, I think are around the corner for you, especially because I think some of you have been going through, what is it? How do I describe it? That you've been fearful of something here. And I think you've been fearing change, but I also think that there's just been something in your life that hasn't been completely clear. That's what I think it is. The Temperance card, when not talking about Sagittarius, this talks about how important it is to have balance in one's life and to balance out the elements, to balance out the different things or situations that are happening in your life. And through living a balanced life, you can manifest or you can bring in something that you've been looking to bring in. So let's go ahead and let's get some additional details here. So we have the Knight of Wands. Wow, we have the Ten of Pentacles, Four of Wands, and the Six of Wands. Incredible. So Aries, I just really feel guided to say, have no fear here. I know it's easier said than done, and there's not a lot of context to that, but really, okay. So that feeling when you're just in the dark on something? You're just generally in the dark. You don't know the result. It's almost like, have you ever had to wait for results on something? Whether it's a test or it's a medical examination or it's a job interview or whatever. And it's just you're in the dark, you don't know what it is. That's the feeling that I'm trying to describe to you here. This is what I feel like you've been going through with the Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, and the Moon. But this is temporary. Okay, you will get the results here. You will not be in the dark for much longer. You will get clarity around your situation. The Knight of Wands, this is another travel card. Certainly could be some travel here that you've been thinking about with the Knight of Wands in the past and the Three of Wands in the future. And this might be a relocation. It could be literal travel. It could be going on some type of adventure. Maybe you're okay, you know what, this weekend, I'm going to go do something fun, or whatever. You have the Ten of Pentacles, which is about total abundance. It's a major harvest in one's life. It's the last chest at the end of the rainbow. It's the last pentacle at the end of the suit. And it says that you deserve the rewards that are in front of you. It's a major energy of abundance. And I think some of you are waiting for something big. And I feel like some of you are just going to take it in your own hands here And that's maybe even the energy. It's best to just take things in your own hands many times if you can, instead of like waiting around. Obviously, that sounds obvious, and it is obvious, but like, it's best to take things in your own hands, right? And you have this here in the future with the Four of Wands and the Six of Wands. Here's what's really interesting. The Three of Wands is a small win. And as I said, I've already said this, it builds up to big wins, right? Small wins build up to big wins over time. Okay, well, the Six of Wands here is the big win. This person is taking the victory lap. Okay, this person is very successful in their current situation, and they're being cheered on. And this is the big win that comes after you build up a bunch of small wins here with this Three of Wands. And so you have 2 cards of victory here in the future. You have this Four of Wands, which, this is about, it is a card of marriage. Obviously, I haven't really been getting a lot of relationship energy in this reading. But, if it's not about marriage, the Four of Wands is about structure, stability in life. And it can be a new start as well. As, when you get married with somebody, that's like a new start between the two of you. And so it can foretell a new start in your life as well. But I think there's something about stability here, more importantly than anything for you, because, we started this reading off with you just being in the dark on something, like not knowing how something was going to be or how something was going to shake out or play out. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at getting some of these oracle cards. So, okay, all right, we've got our cards here. All right, so let's do these 2 at a time. All right, so you have drum, dream, and journey, as well as animal guardian, trust your instincts. So I do think that some of you have been having some pretty intense dreams recently. You might have even had some like snakes come into your dreams. Snake dream is a very common dream. I think you've had animal dreams here. That's something that's coming to my mind for some of you. And you might be going through like some type of Kundalini situation. You can look that up. You could look up a Kundalini awakening, or there could be Kundalini energy here for some of you that you've been kind of experiencing or feeling here. And that would be a common scenario where you're having snake dreams, to go through something like that. You have, again, you look at the animals here on the card, but you have Shaolin Master, be graceful in movement and action, as well as Direction Guardian, choose your path. Yeah, the path in front of you is very clear. It hasn't been clear in the past. Okay, the path hasn't been clear here with the Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, and the Moon, but it's becoming clearer and clearer every single day, according to this reading. And, I do think we just need to get through these energies here right now. I'm a big believer in just like, you are the master of your universe, right? So like, you should never let the astrology or let tarot or let any other divination method hold you back. But for whatever reason, I do think that the energies right now are just so heavy that it's almost like some of you felt like you're in your mind, maybe you're just like, okay, you need to get through this week, or I need to get through this week, or I need to get through this week. And I kind of get that for you right now. There are periods in our lives where we go through that, but you have the Queen of Wands, you have the Nine of Pentacles, and you have the World. Okay, so really like what's coming in here for you, Aries. Really, really like this. So the Queen of Wands, this could be your energy. The Queen of Wands is really somebody who's extremely attractive. They are attractive in every sense of the word. They're good at attracting things into their life. They're good at attracting opportunities into their life. People view them as literally attractive in many different ways, whether it's in romance, in love, in the workplace, or in career. You are somebody who, the Queen of Wands is somebody that people want to spend time with, and it's also a fire sign. And so I think that you are showing up here as the Queen of Wands, and I think that you're attracting what you need at this time. You have this Nine of Pentacles, which is about your independence, and your ability to really see something grow. As you see, and it's hard to see in the background of this illustration, but you can see it in other ones, but you see like the fruit growing on the tree, the pentacles growing on the tree. This person here is really content, as you see that they're just kind of vibing here, they're chilling in their situation. This person's built something and grown something that is uniquely theirs, and that also allows them to be independent in life, to be financially independent and just independent generally. You have the World card, which is about completions. The World card represents a major completion in the tarot. It is the last card of the tarot, which it's also a card of success and victory, by the way. So, you know, we have success here stacking up for you pretty clearly with the Three of Wands, Six of Wands, and the World. You have the Page of Swords and the Death card. So yes, with this Page of Swords, I just feel like there was something here where you're like, I just got to get through this energy. I just got to get through this situation, you know? And I think whatever victory is coming forward for you here is clearly long in the making. You know, the Death card is Scorpio energy. We are in Scorpio season, but the Death card is also about just transformation. I view it as a positive card. I view it as a good card. I know that might sound contradictory, but the Death card is not about death and dying. It is about bringing something new into your life and about bringing a new most importantly, a transformation into one's life. At the top of the pyramid here, you have the Nine of Swords. So we had this Eight of Swords to start it off with the Moon and the Two of Pentacles, and now we have this Nine of Swords. Let's clarify this. Yeah, with the Judgment card. All right, you're just waiting on results, or you're just waiting for there's something here that I feel like you are waiting for. And you know, what I would say is use this time to go into a period of self-analysis with the Judgment card, and just look at the areas of your life that you want to improve on, write them down, or just get organized with that, and start, you know, one by one, just doing the things that you want to be doing that lead you closer to your life, to the life that you want to be living, I should say, rather. If you feel like you're not living, if you feel like you're not living that life already, you have the the Ace of Wands on the bottom, which I love to see in a reading like this, because again, we talked about how you're a little bit stagnant, or just there's been something that you feel like you're just waiting for. The Ace of Wands is physically getting started on this. It is that card. It is the card you want to get inspired to go into a new direction. So this is really nice. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. I really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.